Clock strikes midnight, lights go low. DC's frozen, but the bills still grow. Checks don't clear, rent comes due. Working without pay, what are we supposed to do? Now the dome's just empty halls. Spirit Halloween put up their walls. Rubber masks where the law should be. Selling costumes of democracy. Promises fade in the Capitol fight. Families can't wait for a deal overnight. Insulin costs more than rent in this town. Ghosts of a shutdown haunt all around. Shut it down, but we still carry on. Hearts beat louder when the checks are gone. Voices rise like a protest song. Spirit in the Capitol can't shut us down. Can't shut us down. Can't shut us down. Yeah. Plastic sights and vampire teeth cover the cracks in the marble beneath. A house of masks, a senate of bones. Selling tricks while we need loans. Premiums rise, Medicaid falls, but they're busy hanging cobwebs in the halls. Ghost lights flicker, the truth gets blurred when the people are props and the law's just a word. Promises fade in the Capitol fight. Creamers can't wait for a deal overnight. We're not afraid of the threats they sound, even when the spirit shop takes the town. Shut it down, but we still carry on. Hearts beat louder when the checks are gone. Voices rise like a protest song. Spirit in the Capitol can't shut us down. Yeah, Hauser's not a costume, not a mask, not a game, but they swap it for a cape in a plastic flame. Back pays promise, but the rent won't wait. Contractors cut off while the shelves inflate. Skeleton crew runs the nation's floor, while Spirit Halloween sets up shop in the core. This is cosplay power, seasonal lies, but the people are the ones who will never disguise. Shut it down, but we still carry on. Hearts beat louder when the checks are gone. Voices rise like a protest song. Spirit in the Capitol can't shut us down. Shut down scars, but it won't define. The people hold the power, the streets are mine. Every mask fades, every costume's done. Still we carry on till the work is won. Can't shut us down. Can't shut us down.
They can't shut us down. They can shut the government down, but they can't shut us down. All right, because it is 10:14 a.m. EST on Thursday, October 9th, and you are watching the most radical stream on the internet, in my opinion, of course. Good morning, King Blackout. Come here, Umbreon. Hop on up. Hop up. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh. Good morning, King Blackout. Look at the baby Umbreons in chat. We love baby Umbreons. In fact, I have my own baby Umbreon. Look at him. Oh, did you already have your walk today? Look at him. He's all worn out. He's a sleepy boy, huh? Don't worry, I'll hold you, buddy. David says, don't tell me what to do. Well, it's too late for that, isn't it? I already told you to say good morning, and I guess you didn't do it, so, well, defiance is respectable. Kaiser Gaming says, hey Ryan, good morning. Thank you for following instructions. King Blackout says, psst, hey, you, hit the like button. And that is so true. What a good point from King Blackout. Something to consider if you have not clicked the like button yet. Now is a great time to do that. Lauren chimes in with the Sippin' Squirtles. What a great emote. Did you know that you can unlock that emote with the Radical Coder channel membership? Highly recommend everyone get one of those. Super cool. Kaiser Gaming says, yesterday when I was talking to you about Babylon, you said that you believe in parts of the Bible, kind of insinuating you could believe that they found Babylon. Then Dave said, that's just a really old city, and you immediately agreed with him. I just want to point out how quickly you turned on your position. To clarify, what I said, or what I meant to say, because maybe I misspoke here. What I mean to say is that I believe that there are probably things in the Bible that reference real locations, real events in history. I don't know exactly which ones those are. I don't know all the particulars regarding that. So maybe Finding Babylon would be one of those things. But I'm immediately agreeing with him because his understanding of that issue aligns with my own, where there are things that might be found that might speak to factual claims in the Bible or factual moments of history from the Bible, but doesn't necessarily imply any sort of supernatural things like that. So just to be, hopefully that clears that up. Lauren also chimes in with a baby Umbreon spam emote. We love those. Love those baby Umbreons. Again, you could unlock those baby Umbreon emotes with a Radical Coder channel membership. Unfortunately, they will not help him stop whining. He's such a whiny boy. Right now he's whining because I'm not letting him out the door to go play with the kitties. Isn't that right? I see you. I know what you want. Don't make me get a shot collar. I would never, by the way. By the way, I followed up a little bit on the Hassan shock collar situation. I mean, that's cope. You let someone change your opinion in an instant because they align with your side. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with aligning with my side. It was a shared interpretation of the facts. He didn't change my opinion at all. What's up, all wine? Ashton, right? I don't feel like I changed my opinion even a little bit. All my channel got fucking wiped? What? What happened? What happened? That's scary. That's such a scary, especially like in a moment where like I feel like my channel is like getting momentum. Like the idea of like someone, I don't know, like some shit like going south and like my whole channel getting fucking wiped is terrifying. Like I'm at a point where like I'm starting to see like dividends. You know, I'm starting to see this is like a financially lucrative endeavor rather than just a fun afternoon hobby. And then, you know, just the fear that YouTube could just pull the plug. So I guess with that in mind, if you go to my channel, there are links to other sites where you can support me, like Patreon, for example, which has an Umbreon fan club where I not so consistently will post pictures of Umbreon from behind the scenes and share those with my top fans. Maybe we'll make an Umbreon only fans as well, where we just post pictures of Umbreon. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Ashton. Kazi says, I hope you have a great day, Ryan. I have to go take the dog for a run. Peace. Yeah, peace. And yeah, if you want to push me on my the whole Babylon thing a bit more later, I'm happy to hear you out. But again, like just to be clear, my position is just that like there are probably real locations referenced in the Bible, and discovering one of those would not speak to the veracity of the supernatural claims of the Bible. That's basically the gist of it. Yeah, take care, Kaiser. Okay. How we doing? How are we doing? How's everybody doing? Yeah, that does suck. How is everybody else doing? Obviously, Ashton is maybe not doing so well having the channel. Do you know what it got flagged for or whatever? We're cool. I actually wanted to address it before the echo chamber arrived. We barely have it. I don't feel like we have like that much of an echo chamber here. I mean, I guess we're getting closer, but like we have so many like loud voices who just disagree with like every progressive value that I hold, who are regularly in my chat, like pushing back against everything I say. So I don't know. I don't feel quite echo chambered. And I spend most of my time on other panels where there are people like far to my right and shit, or even just like center, even like centrists, and even liberals who I would consider kind of center. Yeah. Ash says I'm fucking jacked. Peace out, Kaiser. Have a safe run with the dog. Ashton says, no flags, no copyright. I talked to YouTube support. It says the videos were removed by the uploader, but here is the fuck thing about that. I'm the only one who has access to a hit. To that, I assume is what you mean. To the account. That is very strange. says the videos were removed by the uploader. Oh, access to the shit. I see. Huh. You might, your account may have been hacked. I feel like that's what I feel like that's what it kind of sounds like. Like, do you have like, yeah, I don't mind. It feels like, do you have, what do you call it? Like, two-factor authentication and shit? I feel like you might want to dig into that. Make sure that's all set up properly. See, I have a VPN. That has nothing to do with what I said. With respect, with peace and love. That has nothing to do with having two-factor authentication. I mean, you might have, like, your VPN service might also provide two-factor authentication services. But like Google, you would probably just go through Google. So it has like, it texts you when someone tries to log in and shit like that. King Blackout says, if anything, VPN makes you more vulnerable to attack. I'm not sure about that. I guess it depends on the nature of like how you're using the VPN. Also, everything's set up on the laptop, and yes, two-factor my password and text. Okay. Interesting. I guess like if you can continue and get in contact with like Google support and like try to investigate. I don't know what information they have or will provide in a scenario like that. Hey, listen, whiny boy, you just had a big old run. I know you're tired. Relax. I even got him some new balls. Look, I actually got him 3. 2. Three balls. Oh man, I haven't juggled in a while. Alright, let's try again. Okay. Dude, I haven't done this in like years. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Go ahead, buddy. Let's see. And I'm the only one other than my wife who has physical access to where my streams are saved. They say opposite. There's nothing we can do. Well, I'm sorry, man. I've been hacked before. I also have changed everything like 3 times. A hacker only has to hack one VPN provider to swear X amount of names and accounts instead of having to hack individual one at a time. I guess, in a sense. I feel like VPN providers probably have a more secure method of storing stuff like that, but I guess that's maybe wishful thinking. I don't know. I don't know. I'm literally just a guy, if you can believe it. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I dug into the Hassan dog situation a little bit more. Well, I say dug. Okay, here's what I saw. I saw Lycan post a video on Twitter. First of all, this is fucking hilarious. We have non-fawn.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, what if I do the red one? Oh my god, that was a lot worse. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Dear Lord. Wait, what if I do the red one? Oh my god, that was a lot worse. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, that changes my analysis a little bit, actually. Here's this video I watched from Lycan. And I don't know. I don't use shot callers.
And these new versions
I don't know.
can be. This is not a shot caller. This is an e-caller. And it's an important distinction because people think of these as shot callers. And the concept you have in your mind is understandably upsetting. Old shot callers were maybe 1 or 2 settings, both of which were way too high, and the voltage could be huge swings in voltage depending on the battery, the wiring, the make, whatever.
Anyway, the main, I'm not gonna watch this whole thing, but like the main takeaway is that allegedly these sorts of shock collars are not actually, they don't actually shock the dog in a traditional sense. It's more of like a pat. That's what Lycan claims.
Have been a godsend. All it is a tool to help you communicate with your dog. And in doing so, in using this, we have become...
Ashton says, as a dog trainer and someone who has used every training method for my dog, shock collars are a useful tool, but he's using it the wrong way as a tool. Well, that's assume like if we're 100% sure that he even used it, and I guess like what I'm taking away from seeing like this video and a couple other people commenting on it is that there's a possibility that like it really is just like a little like vibration. I agree with the analysis that he's like using it maybe incorrectly to like keep her in that spot or whatever. I guess they can like what I'm skeptical of is whether or not like I don't think we can be sure. Yeah, it depends on the actual collar. Like I just don't know that we know that he, like it was some high voltage like shock or whatever. Like I don't know. I don't think it matters that much. I just thought it was kind of an interesting note. Because there's a bunch of people online who are like I was scrolling through Twitter and stuff, and like everyone's like Hassan's a dog abuser. Hassan's dog, basically implying he needs to get his dog taken away from him and stuff, or he needs to go to jail or stuff. And it's just like people who hate Hassan, which is fair enough. Like I got my beef, I got my issues with Hassan, probably, but I'm not that worried about this thing in particular. But I could have my mind changed. There's tape on the shock collar. That exact model makes it so the prongs can be removed. I tend to think, especially by the reaction of the dog, it wasn't vibration. Maybe. But like the thing, like dogs yelp, you know? Like Umbreon fucking yelps all the time. Like anytime he's shocked, he can shocked. Surprised is the word I'm looking for there. I realize that. Yeah. Anytime he's like surprised by like if I like pick him up quickly or something, even. I don't know. Tessie says, I think the dog thing is nothing burger. Plenty to hate him for, but he doesn't seem to abuse his dog. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm landing. Most Critical did a video on this. They figured out which exact model. Yeah, maybe we'll check that out. I don't know. At least not from the handful of clips I've seen. Yeah. Also, good morning. Good morning, Testy Johnson. Back to work morning. All God bless. Have a great day. Have a good day, Ashton. I hope that you figure out your channel situation. Anyway. Moving on from that. I'm actually going to take off the sunglasses, too. It's a bit much. Hey, Brandon, you want another ball? You want another ball? I haven't had one of these in like, God, a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. Love a white monster. Unreal. So I was thinking something we could watch. It is some stuff about this plenary authority thing. We watched a video the other day. I don't think it was yesterday. Maybe it was the day before, where we saw Stephen Miller like pause in the interview, and it was like a weird moment. And I didn't understand what the big deal was about it at the time, but now I'm understanding. Like everybody's concerned about his use of the phrase plenary authority. Tessie says, I was raging at someone in Discord yesterday. It was fucked, dude. Wait, what happened? About what? About the Stephen Miller stuff? Or the dogs? Oh, that CNN edited the clip and gave him a do-over? Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, take care, Ashton. Yeah, so I want to dig into this a little bit and make sure I get like a good understanding of what's going on here. Good morning, Jelly. We're doing well. I think, well, some of us are doing less well. Like Ashton seems to have gotten all his YouTube channel videos deleted, and it says the user deleted them, but he's the user, so he's concerned about that. But other than that, Yeah, the Stephen Miller stuff, some dumb MAGA saying Trump did have plenary authority over the National Guard and just misunderstanding the word implications. Yeah, that's cope. That's cope from them. Absolute cope. That's cope. That is what we call copium. But let's watch this video. Brenna Perez. There's a few different videos on this, but this seems to be an interesting one, so I'm going to watch it. I guess I have to refresh.
Oh, he just came out and said it.
Of the California National Guard. Under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Stephen?
See, like when we watched it the other day, when he paused there, I really thought it was like an audio thing. But then like in retrospect, I realized like he really does, he pauses like it's not like he was in the middle of talking. It's not like he started to hear someone else. I mean, I guess there is the possibility that like he started hearing some like feedback or like somebody else saying something, or maybe like something started repeating. Like I guess there's some world where that's happening. But I guess how do I not have you on Discord? Oh, I didn't know you don't. I didn't know you're not in the Discord or anything like that. Have you seen the edited version? I don't think so. Here, let me post the link to my Discord. So you can join, and also you can add me, and you send me stuff. Discord. Could you play that over? I will play that over.
Out and said it.
Of the California National Guard. Under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Stephen?
He knows he
Stephen?
knows what he.
So like, he says under title. Hang on, one more time.
Code, the president has plenary authority. The California National Guard. Under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Has plenary. It's like under U.S. 10 or under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority, and then he just pauses. So strange. Just pauses. Like, so again, I think like, just because I'm a skeptic, in my core. Okay. So there is a possibility that like he started hearing somebody else talk, right? That he started hearing some other voice, for some reason, some interference, something started replay. I don't know. There is a world where that's happening, where there is actually some technical explanation to this, but it is very weird that we don't hear anybody else talking. Yeah, exactly, Testy. That is possible. I don't think that's what happened. The timing is very odd, and it's a crazy thing to say. Also, although as I've been digging into it, I'm trying to. I think maybe what I'm trying to prepare for is like the arguments that are going to be made to defend this and spin this. But I also like there is a world where his phrasing is defensible. Obviously, like if you know anything about Stephen Miller, if you know anything about the Trump administration right now, then I would not trust what they're using, how they're using the phrase, and I wouldn't give them that plausible deniability. Also, in the clip I sent you, the edited do-over answer is different entirely. Interesting. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have any charitable. I'm only in my heart of hearts, I don't have those charitable scenarios. But like, I feel like I have to be aware of how people are gonna spin and defend it, just because as this comes up in the future. Okay, let me pull up good-ish morning infallible fell. Oh yeah, it looks like we are friends, Testy Johnson. Okay. Okay, here we go. CNN covers for Stephen Miller. When asked about abiding by court rulings, Miller slips up and states that Trump, by law, has plenary authority with respect to Title 10. CNN then uploaded the interview with the plenary authority slip-up cut out. So that's very interesting. So this actually, I wasn't really aware of this full of this full re-upload and stuff. So this actually changes a lot of my charitability. Still haven't had coffee yet. Well, I hope you enjoy your coffee when you get it. All right, let's watch this original aired compared with the CNN edited video upload. Umbreon, calm down. Here, have the third ball.
Does the administration still plan to abide by that ruling?
Well, the administration filed an appeal this morning with the Ninth Circuit. I would note the administration won an identical case in the Ninth Circuit just a few months ago with respect to the federalizing of the California National Guard. Under Title 10.
Infallible Foul says, did you guys know, or I think he means no, did you guys Radical Coder is a member of a foreign terrorist organization now? Where did that come from? I didn't even know that. Of all people, I feel like I should be aware. That's news to me. What is that in reference to?
Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Stephen? Stephen? Hey, Stephen, can you hear me?
It's just such a weird way to react no matter what the circumstances are. It's so strange. He just like freezes. There was this Antifa roundtable yesterday. What, my stream yesterday? Our Antifa roundtable with Ben Thorpe. That pause is extra. It's a crazy long pause.
White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy, Stephen Miller. My question was whether the administration still plans to abide by that judge's order restricting any National Guard troops from being sent to Oregon.
Well, the administration will abide by the ruling insofar as it affects the covered parties. But there are also many other options the president has to deploy federal resources and assets out of the U.S. military to Portland. But I was making the point that under federal law, Section Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has the authority anytime he believes federal resources are insufficient to federalize the National Guard to carry out a mission necessary for public safety.
Okay, so he explicitly does not use the word plenary authority in the do-over. That is very interesting. Yeah. Oh, Trump had an Antifa roundtable yesterday. Is there footage of that? Can we watch that? I want to learn if I'm in trouble putting the radical and radical coder. That is not the same. It is super not the same answer.
So it's important to understand that in Portland, ICE officers have been subjected to over 100 nights of terrorist assault, doxing, murder threats, violent attacks to federalize the National Guard. Under federal law, Section Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has the authority anytime he believes federal resources are insufficient to federal.
Anytime he believes the federal authorities are insufficient. So not plenary authority. In specific circumstances, like Testy said. Posted just now. Feel free to get to it sometime. Okay. Thank you. Definitely a different answer.
Federalize the National Guard to carry out a mission necessary for public safety. So it's important to understand that in Portland, ICE officers have been subjected to over 100 nights of terrorist assault, doxing, murder threats, violent attack, and every other means imaginable to try to overturn the results of the last election through violence. The most important point I want to make today is that the number 1 and 2 items in the GOP platform in 2024 were to turn back the border invasion and carry out the largest deportation program in American history. Since Inauguration Day, there's been an orchestrated campaign of terrorism and violence against ICE officers. Of course, we saw the recent sniper attack against ICE officers. They're publishing their families' photos online. They're threatening them with murder. They're threatening them with death. And they're physically attacking them in the street each and every day. And yet, shamefully, the mayor and governor in Portland and Oregon have refused to render aid, leaving ICE officers to street fight every single night against these terrorists.
Crazy work. Nasty, crazy, nasty work. Okay, so let's watch the, let's finish that video.
Stephen?
He knows he
Stephen?
knows what he just said.
When Antifa wears masks, they're terrorists. When government employees do it, they're just protecting themselves. Obviously, Testy. Obviously.
Hey, Stephen, can you hear me? It seemed, Stephen, I apologize. It seems like we're having a technical issue.
Plenary authority. Plenary authority. Remember that. That's what he's claiming. At least now we know that his fear response is freeze. And if you're not sure what plenary means, I gotcha. Complete in every respect.
Complete in every respect, fully attended or constituted by all. Oh, that's a separate thing. Plenary session. Complete in every respect. Absolute, unqualified. So Zeus has firsthand footage he took of the protest, but you probably won't show it. I probably won't show it, or probably shouldn't show it. What does that mean? Absolute, regardless of legality. Yeah, his brain broke. It seems like it. Like, why won't I show it? Should I show it? I'm willing to. There's something interesting there.
Respect. Absolute. Unqualified. No, not that type of unqualified. Though in that case, yes. What little SS Miller is claiming here is that Trump has
She's giving Tina Fey a little bit, right? A little bit Tina Fey.
complete unlimited control over the military to do with it what he pleases. No. And by the way, we need to make sure that this ends up in the hands of all the state's attorneys. They need to know for all their legal battles against the White House that someone from the White House and very
You should? Okay.
high up in the administration is arguing plenary authority. And the funny thing is, he immediately realizes he messed up. This whole technical difficulty thing does not make sense. That's not what happened here. Little SS Miller was talking completely uninterested.
SS Miller, by the way, is hilarious and apt. But okay, because I looked up plenary authority, right? Give me the AI mode. Power that is full, complete, and without limitations in a specific area in the context of government. It's also called plenary power. So this is like for presidential pardons, it's plenary. Congressional authority over interstate commerce. This is what the Commerce Clause. Congressional authority over immigration, nationality. A lot of these things are like congressional powers that are plenary. It's like Congress has this power. But then like the main example they pull up for president is just pardons. Broad. So here's an important note, right? Broad, not limitless. So like legal experts emphasize that plenary power, while broad, is not above the Constitution. So this is like an angle of defense that one could take. To my knowledge, federal pardons is the only one the president has, is Testicle Johnson. That is the only one that came up here. Yeah, like Congress's power over commerce must still conform to the rest of the Constitution. Sure. Hey, Common Good. Good to see you. Also updated your text color. Love that. Yeah, as you can see, we have fixed the issue. I don't think you've been here since we fixed this, but the background color is now not like transparent and weird anymore. What do you think about the plenary power thing? Old colors. I thought I had to do fresh. No. It all stays. It's all persistent. Nicody says, it's a long video, but you can jump around. Very quiet protest. One costume Tyrannosaurus arrested and one other person, from what Zeus told me. Oh, is that the inflatable thing? Inflated. Operation Inflation. Because we were looking at this yesterday, and I was like, what the fuck is this all about? Hey, stop. He has a long live posted yesterday, which is a better quality one. Okay. Jesus. So I think this is what I think that the inflatable costumes is what this is actually like. Literally, it's actually about like actual inflatable costumes, which is fucking hilarious and awesome. But let's see. Let's pull up Zerzu's channel. real quick. Today is my Friday. Happy Friday, Jelly. He is. Oh wait, I already read that. Okay. Which? Okay, wait. Let me read the Cody's. A long live post yesterday, which is the better quality one. Okay. Very quiet protest. One costume at Tyrannosaurus. I want to see that for sure. Presumably, it's this one.
Hello. I'm not a jerk ass frauditor, so.
Okay, here we go. Just looking up at the moon.
The guy right there with the bag and the ID.
This guy.
It's not an insurrection. Okay, an insurrection is a trying to subvert government, and this is not that. It's showing dislike for a facility in Portland. It's not like when they actually tried to take over the Capitol because they wanted to change an election. They wanted to erase the votes of the people. They wanted to
This is a frog. This is what they're calling an insurrection. Of course. Of course they are. Of course they are. Especially folks like Rob Noor. Rob Noor is going to be obsessed with. Rob Noor thinks this frog is a clear, obvious insurrectionist. And probably a worse one. He believes this frog is a worse and more dangerous insurrectionist who should be punished harsher than the January 6th patriots who peacefully stormed the Capitol to peacefully hang Mike Pence. I'll be listening and judging. Okay, thank you, Testy Johnson. Frog lives matter, says Infallible Foul. Ribbit. This is a riveting live stream. Am I right, guys? It is riveting indeed. I want to see the T-Rex get arrested. Sad this isn't even technically good trouble. Yeah, that's true. Wholesome. Good to see you again, Lauren. Let's see. I really want to find... Apparently there's a T-Rex getting arrested. That sounds hilarious. And disturbing. There's a unicorn there too, and one other thing we could not identify. I wonder if it was Lauren. Did anyone see Lauren at the time of these protests? Do we know for sure that she wasn't there? Dressed as a unicorn? I'm Brent, I just threw the ball. Is this the T-Rex? Wait, this must be the unidentified thing. That is not me? Yeah, likely story. Likely story, Lauren. Insurrectionist unicorn.
Posted on her channel.
Where do you draw the line? It is not violent.
Very scary stuff, guys. Very scary protest. Very scary insurrection.
Protesters
very dangerous.
are, the brave people.
Propaganda skills that you fuckers.
Yeah, I think your background color
Hmm.
is the main thing that needs to change. Like a deeper purple might be good. Nikoti, do you know where another live? Nikoti, if you have a timestamp for the oh, okay. I was in your live for the first part. Oh, fair enough. How dare you watch my show when I need you to be watching other shows to give me timestamps during my show when you're back? Unacceptable. I need you guys to be multitasking. I need you guys to be watching 8 different streams at once and reporting back exact timestamps whenever I request them immediately. This is absolutely unacceptable. The worst chatters. I can't say those straight. I'm so sorry, guys. You guys are the best. Polygraph lie detector. Good to see you, bruh. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Okay, I feel like we can't find the T-Rex getting arrested. So we'll back to the Stephen Miller memes. Umbreon. Cut it out. Go to sleep. You should be exhausted. We had such a big walk today. Enjoy your coffee. Kofefe, as we call it.
Interrupted, said a word, and then froze. By the way, if you needed any more confirmation about the brain power behind this hate, if the audio had just cut out, he would have had no idea because he was the one talking. If he started getting a different audio issue, maybe like a weird noise or interference, he would have said that, or at least any normal human being would have said, I'm getting a weird noise. This was little SS Miller realizing immediately that he really, really stuck his foot in it. He said the quiet part out loud. One commenter even suggested that perhaps he had been rehearsing this argument to roll out at a later date. And I think that might not be far off. Maybe it wasn't so much rehearsal, but it's clear that this is language that slipped out because that is how he's viewing it and how he's talking about it. They are
Oh, I'm muted. I'm sorry. I am muted. Sorry, guys. Z King, you're talking about the one with the panic room ladies or whatever. I started watching it, but they were just insufferable. I couldn't do it.
prepared to claim complete, unlimited authority to do whatever he wants with the military. Wake up. By the way, if you wanted any confirmation of why AI overviews or tech companies are not your friends, when I went to pull up US Code Title 10, which by the way, everyone should download before they try anything sneaky, it was clear people had been looking this up because the top suggested search was US Code Title 10 plenary authority. I clicked to see what people were being served up. And sure enough, in the AI overview, it says that while the US Code does not explicitly use the term plenary authority, instead it defines the authority of the president to call members and units of the National Guard into federal service to suppress rebellion, repel invasion, or execute federal laws, which is a form of broad or plenary power over military forces. And I think it's important that we understand what...
Oh, I can find the comment you made. I'll pull that up.
Welcome to the pen.
I just couldn't watch it. Like, I got like a minute in and I was like, oh, I hate this. I hate these people. There's our boy. We got Z King. So you showed a few videos that were exaggerated, therefore most of the other reported instances of ICE going too far are fake, because that's exactly what's being sold to people based on your title. I guess that 79-year-old car wash owner who is a U.S. citizen getting ganged up on by 3 ICE agents and one of them popping his elbow out of place is just fake mainstream media news. Clearly, Tren de Aragua was running that car wash. Another fake news story by the mainstream media is the woman clinging to her husband being arrested by ICE, then pushed down hard to the ground, then ICE had to relieve the agent of duties after investigation. Even crazier fake news that tons of people in detention centers report abuse or sexual misconduct by DHS police or ICE agents. While there are a lot of criminals arrested, most people detained by ICE are asylum seekers and they don't get detained long because they aren't illegal. Also, around 71 to 72% of detainees have no criminal background. I find it funny, Trump and anyone who supports his military takeover in U.S. cities claim to care about crime, gangs, and drugs, when Trump pardoned a shit ton of criminals this year, including the founder of the Silk Road, arguably the most prolific and largest illegal drug marketplace in history, and Trump imported Andrew and Tristan Tate here to America after his admin pressured Romania to release the Tate brothers while they were under investigation for sex trafficking, rape of women and children, money laundering, and more while they had charges. We can't forget Trump is protecting pedophiles in the Epstein files because he's very clearly implicated. He would have released it already if he was so innocent. We have more than enough info at this point for the files to be released. You people who support Trump do not care about crime. It's a virtue signal. True and based and pog. True. Z King's real for that. I don't gloat, but I'm going to gloat about that one. I think you are in the right to gloat about that. I think it's a pretty apt comment. Yeah, let's fucking go. Yeah, absolutely great comment. Well said, Z King. Well said. That's way better than watching their video.
What's happening here, because too many people are relying on these AI overviews and ChatGPT, which, by the way, you should never go to for factual answers. Plenary.
Okay. You should never rely 100% on ChatGPT for factual answers, but you can use it as a jumping off point, just for the record. Jordan Peterson hospitalized with pneumonia and sepsis, SIRS, and a spate of neurological issues, SIRS, that have apparently left him unable to regulate his emotions. His CIRS infection is apparently the result of decades of living with mold. Oh, that shit sucks, dude. Queenie, well, like, to be honest, like that shit happens, and it's like bad. Like I've had family who lived in a house that had mold, like nasty ass mold growing in certain areas, and like that can like have real bad effects on people. So there is something to it. But yeah, I know the Queenie room is a meme. I understand where you're coming from, and I agree. But I'm just saying, like, that is a real thing. So I do have some sympathy for that. But yeah, Jordan Peterson. Yeah, I knew he was hospitalized. I haven't dug into it too much. I mean, I just don't give him that much thought. So I hope he doesn't like die or anything. Like, yeah, water leaks. Yeah.
Does not mean broad. Some people may use it that way, but it means unqualified, absolute. And by definition, even according to this AI overview, the fact that the powers are defined and limited to specific circumstances makes them not plenary. That qualifies them. Now, can you debate exactly how broad those powers are?
Couple of Burks, good to see you. Look at that nice yellow name. Been a busy bee, but I'm here. We love our busy bees. Okay, we love our busy bees. By the way, if you like the color, Couple of Burks here as a cool name color, you can also customize your name color or your text color or your chat bubble color using these commands that you see on screen right now. Just a fun fact. Jordan Peterson lost it after that brain surgery. That's when he started shifting into insanity. Was it brain surgery? Is that what he went to? I know he went to Russia for some operation. Was it a brain surgery? I mean, he was always kind of he definitely went like way more off his rocker after that. But like, I don't know, I think people like really whitewash like early Jordan Peterson, or early meaning like 2017 and on Jordan Peterson.
are under those specific circumstances? Sure, and they are. But this is also not the only place in our legal code where these powers are defined or limited. Lastly, by the way, even if we were to just look at this statute, even if he calls the National Guard into federal service to quote unquote quell rebellion, quote, orders for these purposes shall be issued through the governors of these states. And guess what?
That is important. Because I think that's the thing where he has to invoke the Insurrection Act otherwise, right? Like if the governor doesn't agree, like the Title 10, I think the Title 10 thing he's referring to specifically outlines that. Which is why I don't know what the Supreme Court ruling he's talking about. Did they actually, like in that full clip, did he actually I know she just said don't ask ChatGPT about stuff, but I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm just going to talk out loud. So, hey, Stephen Miller is in some hot water for talking about plenary authority with regards to Trump deploying the National Guard. He was also talking about how previously a Supreme Court ruling had allegedly supported them in a quote-unquote identical case. Can you outline the details about this for me so I can investigate?
Miller's McConnell gets even better.
Wait. Oh yeah, this is a follow-up. She has a sequel.
Guess what? Governors, while they have to follow federal law, cannot be compelled to follow a presidential order. Because we have something called the anti-commandeering doctrine. It's part of that.
Mike Johnson on C-SPAN Republican caller. Mike Johnson, C-SPAN. Republican caller. Do you know where I can find that specific clip? Let's see. I have 2 medically fragile children. If we see a lapse in pay, my children do not get the medication that's needed for them to live their life because we live paycheck to paycheck. True. Nicody is home. I have to feed my animal, and then I will see if I can't find the timestamp if Z has it captured on video. Okay, yeah, let me know. Kaiser says, I'm back for a bit, wondering what you think about TikTok getting more censorship and being bought by Ellison and Oracle, while YouTube lets up on censorship at the exact same time. Any thoughts on this? Or any thoughts on that? I think that we're going to see more censorship on all of these platforms, particularly censorship that leans towards supporting the Trump administration. Because I think all of these big tech companies are kind of sucking up to him because they understand that if they don't, they're going to be in his crosshairs, and they don't want to be in his crosshairs. So I will not be surprised at all. That's the Reddit quote title? Okay. Here's the threads. Wait, I can't hear it.
A couple of questions. Have you ever voted? Yes. Good morning. Just wanted to ask the speaker a couple of questions. Have you ever voted against anything that Trump set forth as far as policy? That's one question. The other is, what is going on with the swearing in of the congresswoman who will make the 218 vote? I noticed that you were speaking in the hall yesterday with someone regarding the idea that, maybe she would make the 218th vote that would open up the vote for the Epstein files to be released. This is not something that we are going to forget about. This is serious business. The other thing
I
is
feel
that
like this is not the
Trump
one we're looking for.
This
is a different thing. Here, alternate. I'm begging you, my kids could die. Republican voter, military spouse, and mother of 2 children with medical needs whose husband suffers from PTSD called into C-SPAN to blast House Speaker Mike Johnson for refusing to allow votes to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government. Apologizing to the speaker for her voice sounding shaky, the caller, Samantha from Virginia, said, I have 2 medically fragile children. I have a husband who actively serves the country. He suffers from PTSD from his 2 tours in Afghanistan. She explained that if the military does not get paid on October 15th, my children do not get the medication that's needed for them to live their life because we live paycheck to paycheck. She urged Speaker Johnson to pass legislation to get the military paid, which she said President Trump supports. You have the power to do that, and as a Republican, I'm very disappointed in my party, and I'm very disappointed in you because you do have the power to call the House back. She blasted him for his refusal to do so, saying it was just for show. I'm begging you to pass this legislation, my kids could die. We don't have the credit because of the medical bills that I have to pay regularly. You could stop this, and you could be the one that could say military is getting paid. And I think that is awful. And the audacity of someone who makes 6 figures a year to do this to military families, it's insane. He said he was sorry to hear about Samantha's situation. He said he's been angry this week because of situations just like yours. I have one of the biggest military districts and military families in America. I have a lot of airmen and soldiers who are deployed right now, and they have young families at home, and they have children in health situations like yours. This is what keeps me up at night, he professed before defending his party. The Republicans are the ones delivering for you. We had a vote to pay the troops. It was the continued resolution 3 weeks ago. Johnson has repeatedly insisted that the House has done its job to reopen the government by having passed that bill, while repeatedly also saying he refuses to allow any votes on the House floor that are not in keeping with that legislation, including any Senate bill that might come over. The Democrats are the ones preventing you from getting a check, he said, before blaming Chuck Schumer, claiming the Senate Democratic leader is enjoying this. He's enjoying it. My heart goes out to you, Johnson said. Jesus. Well, that's a fucking nightmare. Any thoughts on why YouTube would let up on the censorship when they don't have to? I don't think they're actually going to let up on meaningful censorship. They're just like, didn't they just like unban like Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes and crap like that? Like it's all just virtue signaling, like for the Trump administration and like people in that ether. Kuppelberg says YouTube moderation is symbolic at best. It's always been an issue, specifically in regards to stochastic instigation. Republicans are removing their own videos they've used on Fox, NM, etc. to erase history. They're suppressing certain articles relating to keywords. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw. There is a DOJ report about January 6th. This I have it archived, but the actual link is gone. Page not found. This is the press release regarding the confidential human sources and intelligence collection efforts in the lead up to January 6th. Important notes are our review did not identify any potentially critical. Oh wait, no, sorry, this one. The remaining 9 CHSs who attended the events of January 6th did not enter the Capitol or the restricted area or otherwise engage in illegal activity. Here it is. This is the main thing. Our review determined that none of these FBI CHSs was authorized by the FBI to enter the Capitol or a restricted area to otherwise break the law on January 6th, nor was any CHS directed by the FBI to encourage others to commit illegal acts on January 6th. This has been removed from the DOJ. She literally tells him she knows it's him. Yeah, with Mike Johnson, yeah. Both of those two were rebanned already also. Yeah, didn't they come on and do like some fucking insane like Hitler like stash interview? Dude, they're so crazy. Those people love getting banned. People like Fuentes love getting banned from media, from YouTube, from whatever platform. They love it because then they get to go, we are victims for telling the truth. They don't want us on their platforms because we tell the truth. It's all victimization. They're all false victims. You know who's really behind the censorship, right? You say Trump, but please tell me you know who's actually behind it, says Kaiser Gaming. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. I think it is primarily the Trump regime right now. The girl said, buy books now before they burn them. Yo, real. Why let Alex and Fuentes spelling back on? It makes no sense. Well, they immediately got pushed. Again, it's because it's just to appease right-wingers. Like that's all it's for. And they immediately broke TOS again. Hassan's showing his dog's collar right now. Do I not follow Hassan? Or do you mean like not literally right now? I saw a clip. I feel like I saw a clip. Hassan's dog collar thing is a nothing burger. Yeah, I'm leaning towards that at this point. LA-based streamer shows off his canine companion's necklace. There's no shock, it's a vibrate. Yeah, exactly. That's my understanding as well. Fuentes is not banned. He just did a 4-hour interview on Smith's show. Oh, Dave Smith. Oh yeah, I saw Connor was reviewing that on Valor Media. Good morning, KO Dave. Don't follow Hassan equals W. I'm pretty sure I do follow Hassan. Pretty sure I followed Hassan on Twitch for a long time. Okay, so here was earlier I asked ChatGPT about the Stephen Miller thing. So Stephen Miller referenced broad presidential authority under the Insurrection Act and Title 10. Stephen Miller paused mid-sentence on CNN after claiming under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority to federalize National Guard, and noting the administration won an identical case in the Ninth Circuit about federalizing the California Guard. CNN later attributed this pause to a technical glitch, but the phrase plenary authority sparked controversy because it implies unchecked power. I'm looking for, like, these are all precedents that he's citing that are not from recent things. Hang on. The current claims about an identical case. This is what I was most interested in. Times account of the interview quotes Miller saying they won an identical case in the Ninth Circuit regarding federalizing the California Guard. Public reporting this week has not surfaced a specific Ninth Circuit merit ruling squarely authorizing unilateral domestic guard deployment over a resisting governor in circumstances like Oregon. Coverage notes ongoing litigation and mixed lower court outcomes on different Title 10 uses, but does not identify. Okay, maybe it's just not finding it. Wasn't there a Supreme Court ruling regarding the deployment of the National Guard in California? And what was that ruling? Tried to prove it wasn't a shot caller by showing it on stream, and he put electrical tape over the prongs he removed. Lonerbox found the exact model shot caller. So the rabbit hole goes deeper. It's possible it's not a shock. I don't think anything was proven. His reaction was bad, sure. From the bed to the TV, Kaya will be free is crazy. I thought they did too. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so confused. But that's Stephen Miller saying the opposite. He's saying they won an identical case. But I'm pretty sure versus Department of Defense 1990. No, I'm not talking about a case in 1990. Talking about something recent, like because Trump deployed the National Guard to California a couple months ago. Can't remember because it's some bulletin happening every day. That's the goal. That's how they get you. That's the whole idea. That's the flood the zone. Steve Bannon flood the zone with their bullshit. Okay, recent federal rulings blocked Trump from deploying California Guard. Oh, California Guard to Oregon. Was that what they're? Is that what they're trying to do? They're trying to send the California National Guard troops to Oregon? Okay, no, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Supreme Court. Okay, so the Ninth Circuit ruling is what I mean to say. I misspoke there. So when Stephen Miller says the Ninth Circuit ruled a similar thing in their favor, or a similar case in their favor, is he correct, or is he just lying? Trying to push from multiple states to Oregon. Oh, it didn't catch my full thing. Is Stephen Miller correctly describing the Ninth Circuit ruling regarding sending the National Guard to California? Or to Oregon, or whichever one. Or is he just like misrepresenting it completely? Is Trump lying? Look, I know in my heart of hearts the answer is yes. But you know. He's misrepresenting it. The Ninth Circuit didn't greenlight deployment, only federalization. What's the difference? Lifted a district court's first order blocking the federalization, but it explicitly left in place a separate order that still bars any deployment into Oregon because the government hadn't appealed that second order. The net effect is Guard members could be federalized on paper, but they could not be sent onto Oregon streets. Okay. Yeah, I do remember the water thing. They did, yeah, and they didn't. Wasn't it like super far away from the fires? It had absolutely no effect. If anything, it like caused other problems. Fires happened. They were saying, "Oh, we need water to put the fires out," but the problem was water pressure for all the concurrent draws by FD. I know you're talking to Ryan, but I'm too engaged. He put the National Guard in LA, then released the dam. The dam presumably was to help private farmers, actually. Oh, interesting. Hey, look. Nakoti, we found you. We found you in Zerzuz's chat. Oh my god, we've been watching this 5-minute video for the past hour.
Part of that little states' rights thing. Basically, the principle is that the federal government cannot take over or commandeer a state government to use it as part of the federal government. Ojo, or oye, as it were. It's called a doctrine because this is Supreme Court interpretation of our Constitution. The idea that commandeering would violate the structure of federalism, which means, and yes, you already see where this is going, that the Supreme Court could in fact decide to walk that back. However, that still doesn't give the president plenary powers over the military.
Oh, also, I didn't see the goal got achieved. Who gave me money? Oh, Defnot. Thank you, Defnot. I didn't see. I'm sorry. I've been looking at my chats from the overlay, so I didn't see that you donated the $1.99. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Give me 1 second. No, here, I'll play this.
The military. The good news, if you can call it that, is that number one, this isn't surprising that this is their goal. Number two, if attorneys are made aware of this, at least they can start preparing their arguments against this language that's obviously going to start being rolled out as part of some argument or another very soon. The third bit of good news is I figured out what Stephen Miller sounds like. First, what you gotta understand is that because he's trying to come off as tough and he's a widow baby, he's in a perpetual pout when he talks like this. Number two, you gotta understand that he's a California boy, so you gotta place that pout on one of the characters from SNL's The Californians.
Yeah, I don't really care as much about all this kind of memery. Less interesting. Same time, same place, which was happening at the same time. They're related that in LA fires, water's release was to help LA get water, which is happening at the same time. I agree it's probably not directly connected. Okay. There we go. Fair enough. Trump deployed the National Guard and the Marines in response to an anti-Trump protest that occurred well after those fires. Yes. Yeah, that's what yeah. That was a separate thing. It's my understanding as well. Here's another video. Let's get another perspective on it.
The phrase plenary authority has skyrocketed in the news this week, so let's break down, one, what it means.
Protests in LA were happening before the riots and have been after for months. Yeah, of course. Did you hear about SCOTUS taking on the Colorado case to unban conversion therapy for minors? I did not. The Republicans are coming for our children. Oof. That's terrifying. SoCal Shorts is one of the guys recording it daily for a long time. Ryan, do you stream in the morning as a way to keep a digital record? Sort of. I guess it's just like I started doing the good morning, say it back, and I just kind of stuck with it, and it started becoming like habitual, and I'm kind of just trying to keep the streak going, I guess. But a digital record is nice as well. That is part of it. Like trying to make sure I follow like streams because it's a streamer. Well, I'm trying to be a streamer, and the more you guys support me, the more I can identify myself as such without being a fool or looking a fool. That seems like something a streamer would do. I'm your streamer now. I'm going blue MAGA now. I can live with that. Polygraph says, I come here since people are pretty cool. Thank you. I also think that we fostered a pretty cool community here. I'm quite happy about it. You're a different time slot than most lefties. That's good. That's a really good thing. But I mean, I plan on, I don't think I'm always going to stream like in the mornings, but, I mean, I like doing these like relatively short morning streams and then going live later in the day. In fact, I might do like another open panel, this afternoon. It's just the same thing, but Dems, but actually, what do people mean by blue MAGA usually? I hear people use it like two different ways. Like people use it as like the Dark Brandon people. Couldn't find the Tyrannosaurus. The Tyrannosaurus. Is that the best way? Blue MAGA is a derogatory political term used by leftists and progressives to criticize what they see as a specific faction of the Democratic Party and its supporters. The term is a mashup of blue, obviously referring to the Democratic Party, and MAGA, the acronym for Make America Great Again. The comparison suggests that certain Democrats exhibit a similar level of blind loyalty and uncritical support for their party's figures, mirroring how some perceive Trump's most fervent base. I mean, having staunch support for the party is kind of different than having staunch support for Trump. Pisco uses it. It was a slur. It's also a resistance type takeback. How does Pisco use it? Did you see Adam Mockler's video yesterday of the Congress fight in the hallways? No, but I'll check that out. We love a Mockler video. Oh, it's just dumb. That's what some blue MAGA. That's what some blue MAGA Dave would say. Blue MAGA ass in my chat. So it's a Democrat rhino. I think it's a little bit different. Vote blue no matter who. Yeah, those folks. No, because rhino is Republican in name only, right? So it's a very different thing. It's like the opposite. It's like some like less committed Democrats would be calling the more committed Democrats blue MAGA. As someone who wants socialism, Dems using blue MAGA is offensive since it almost seems like it's trying to be a fake socialism. Interesting. Dinos, Democrats in name only. Ryan, did you ever get a copy of my guidebook? I don't think so. This is the first I'm hearing of this. I'm intrigued. Is this something I should have already known about? And are you aware of a channel called Jezebel Vibes? I sure am. And her chalk resistance. She chalks the sidewalks every day trying to get her rep to release the Epstein files. I have not seen that particular, but I do follow Jezebel Vibes. She recently changed that name, right? She used to her channel used to be called something else. I think of like Abundance also. I still don't know all the details about the Abundance stuff. Yeah, I think she does good content. I remember the video of her basically getting escorted out after like asking a question of her representative. I like that she's got this ongoing battle. It's good lore. Yeah, Christy Burke. Yes. Yeah, the town hall. Like, we want to do stuff, but maybe not enough to do it. But if it is profitable enough, and maybe only if a few environmental issues are broken. Yes, she is based. Okay. Chaos breaks out. MAGA fight backfires. Let's see.
and talk
and
over
non-New
me
York residents
because you don't
getting
want to
votes.
hear what I have to say.
Oh, I'm
So
listening.
why
Go
don't you
ahead.
just keep your mouth shut?
Oh,
Because you
is
showed
that the
up.
way
You
to talk?
showed up.
Boy, it is heating up in DC as representatives are confronting each other on Capitol Hill over this government shutdown that is now pushing into 1 week. It started off with Representative Mike Johnson getting confronted by Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona and Ruben Gallego of Arizona. They walk up and they confront Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, who honestly doesn't give very satisfying answers. Then not long after, this video comes out of Representative Mike Lawler confronting Leader Hakeem Jeffries. And honestly, Jeffries really sticks the landing in this video. I think he does a great job of combating the talking points, the BS coming from MAGA. On top of that, he's convincing. He's confident, he's quick on his feet, and he kind of just rolls over the other person. I'm going to play this interaction in 1 second, but let's start off with this interaction of Senator Gallego and Senator Kelly confronting Mike Johnson over his refusal to swear in Representative Grijalva from Arizona. This representative just won a special election after her father passed away. She's
Kaiser said, I think I've said this before in your chats, but anyone who's interested in Epstein stuff should read One Nation Under Blackmail by Whitney Webb. One Nation Under Blackmail, Whitney Webb. I will make note of it.
She is supposed to be sworn in. She was supposed to be sworn in weeks ago. This is the longest delay in American history, and it's for a few reasons. First of all, the Epstein files could be released if she is sworn in. She would be the 218th vote. Secondly, it gives Republicans less leverage overall, and overall, they're just kind of breaking the system to try to get ahead, as they do over and over and over.
Asking for just ACA to be brought back isn't nearly enough. Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah. Cody says that debate thing yesterday was annoying, by the way. It was like watching Maders need to push back on this birth rate thing with the reason why the birth rate is lower: inflation, home builds, climate change. Sure, I hear you. I'll take that into consideration. I was just kind of like letting them all run wild. But yeah, I need to give some more like stronger pushback to stuff like that. If they ask for everything now, they force Republicans' hand, do the deed, or work to help Americans. Yeah. Demands universal health care, military out of U.S. cities, Epstein files released, and trials started. Impeach Trump, impeach fascists, 3-day work week. 3-day work week. I mean, I like that, but I feel like 4 days is what like a lot of places are pushing for right now, which might be a more plausible, even if I think that might be the goal eventually. It's not just ACA, they're also fighting to recoup the cuts. Yeah. What do you want? I mean, I like most of these demands. I think these are good. No, not companies. Not companies. Countries. They're like there are people in like I read something about it. I don't know what country. Some prime minister is pushing for that, like a 4-day work week. I think you should participate in your own panels instead of turning off your camera and chilling. My 2 cents. No, I agree. So sometimes I just wanted to chill. I was just vibing it. I was just seeing how it all played out, you know? I was observing. One thing I have to say about that is that once you have a kid, you find a way to make it. You have no choice. Sitting on your butt and complaining is no longer an option. And that's arguably a good thing. I mean, I understand what you're saying. But like, I think people are trying. I think people are actually trying. I think people are doing what you're saying, and they're still falling behind. I think that's the problem. Yeah, exactly. It's just not the reality of it. Like, it's a nice thought. Like, have you ever heard of survivor's bias, Kaiser? Yeah, maybe we don't want to work. Yeah, maybe we deserve better. Maybe people deserve better, huh? Maybe people deserve better.
This time, they're not swearing in someone who won an election. So this clip is long, but I'm going to let it play out.
It just keeps on moving.
Yeah, well, it's not great if you want representation.
Last week
there's
there was
750.
Wait, let me answer the question. We're happy that she got elected. She's filling her father's seat. That's fantastic. We have a long tradition here and a process of how we administer the oath to a member. You know, he served here for a while. We're going to do that as soon as we get back to work, but we need the lights turned back on, so we encourage both of you to go open the government.
Didn't we
so
do that with
get
the
everybody back to
Virginia
registration.
Republican swore
the person in under
No,
the
the,
same circumstance?
the exception is there were 2 Floridians who were elected in a special election. This happened a couple months back. They were here on a day, they had their families here, they had a scheduled day for the oath of office, and the House was called out of session that day. They had all their family and friends here, so we went ahead and went through the process.
Mr. Speaker, with all due
let me
respect,
finish. Wait, let me answer the question.
So was it for Matt, like they had all their family and friends there, so they went ahead and did it? I went on the panel with completely unseriousness in my heart. I feel like you cooked. I don't know. For the most part. You'll be lucky to get work out of them at all soon until the system does a major correction. Because it says, we definitely deserve better, but having a kid is better is all I'm saying. It was great to hear difference in opinion. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Kaiser. I'm glad we agree. This F slur looks like pirate software, and now I can never unsee it, says Smokey Guru. Who? Adam? Don't talk that way. Calm down. Oh, Mike Johnson. Oh, okay. I was going to say, damn. Damn. I see it now. Okay, I still disavow. But that's crazy. It's not left and right causing inflation and screwing up the housing market. That's all bankers. Cody says, if you're homeless because your home got washed away in a flood caused by climate change, you're not going to be thinking now is a great time to build or start a family. True. Those people are all globalists. I feel like you're painting with like a very like blunt objects. Polygraph says you were in school, right? Let's say you meet someone great. Okay, you're married maybe and moving on and have a kid. Hooray. Every other situation doesn't work like that. Zeke King says, I don't and I'm gay. Now you're out of school. Now what? And Cody says, that's the point I'm trying to make with his climate change impacts birth rate. Polygraph says, you go work 40 hours a week and pay all that money into healthcare, housing, and food. Where's the dating? Let me tell you where it is. It's nowhere. K-Dave says, when someone gives the argument, I worked harder and it worked out for me, it shows an inability to put themselves in another person's shoes. I don't know how to push back against that. Yeah, Sarah does this a lot. With peace and love. How do you argue someone into having empathy for another? Is everybody on the same page that they shut down the government to stop the largest presidential conspiracy in history finally coming to light? Yeah, that seems to be what's going on. Kaiser says they've been around the block. You want people to get into relationships and have kids when they can't even get the time to find someone, let alone come together and have a kid. True. All right, back to Adam.
You're going to ask it. And so that was the exception we did because the family was here. Ms. Grijalva, recollect, Grijalva has not yet had a scheduled date because she was elected after the House was out of session. So I'm anxious to administer the oath to her.
How much is this
as soon as you guys vote to open the government.
Beyond Epstein. You don't want to be on Epstein discharge. How much?
It's totally absurd. You guys are experts at red herrings and
moving along.
No, no. It has nothing to do with Epstein. The House Oversight Committee is working on the Epstein files right now, releasing 34,000 pages and more on the web.
You know, she's key to
Let me finish. The House Oversight Committee.
You just keep coming up with excuses. This is an excuse, so she doesn't sign on to that.
This is absurd.
This is the longest time the House.
Do you want me to answer the question? If you ask the question,
you're not actually answering the question. This entirely has to do with the Epstein.
You see, this is a publicity stunt. Let me tell you what's happening. The House Oversight Committee is working on the release of the Epstein files. There are some of the biggest bulldogs in Congress and the Republican and Democrat side who are working on that aggressively.
By the way, the Epstein files are getting released by Republicans right after they released the Matt Gaetz files from a year or two back. Remember, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson was the person who intentionally covered up whatever the DOJ was alleging Matt Gaetz did. We know that he sent Venmo payments, but there was allegedly a deeper investigation into Matt Gaetz' actions. It was covered up by Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. It was so bad, Matt Gaetz literally resigned from his seat. Why isn't this talked about more? That we had a high-profile mainstream Republican resign due to...
Not just that, he was like Trump had him planned for Matt Gaetz. He had him set to be Attorney General, right? Like before Pam Bondi. And it's because Trump wants people he has blackmail over. He wants people he can control with leverage like that. Same as the Eric Adams thing. He wants people he has blackmail on. I'm pretty sure it was Attorney General. Yeah.
Due to sex allegations that were being investigated. Why isn't this talked about more? The reason I'm looping this back is because now it seems like they're covering up more stuff.
Met with the victims before they went out and did the press conference, and the House Oversight is doing its job. Did you know? You might not, because we haven't been in session. The House Oversight has its lawyers in New York City combing through the Epstein estate files. None of that had been anticipated by discharge petitions or anything else. They have subpoenas that are being supplied, they're being followed through on by the Department of Justice. We have more subpoenas that are outstanding for big name persons, Democrats and Republicans, and there are more documents coming through. They're doing the work, they're doing it methodically, they're doing it with subpoena power, and you don't need an act of Congress for that to happen because they're already on it.
So then
and I was in the room with all of them.
Why are you blocking her then?
I'm not blocking her, I just
This is the
told you.
longest time that House Oversight has been out of session, that's not in a regular August session. This is the longest time it's taken for someone to be sworn in, and it all had to coincide with the fact that she's going to be the deciding vote on the discharge petition.
He said something very important there. This is the longest it's ever taken to swear somebody in who won an election.
You're upset. I know why you're upset.
Mike,
you
I
get a
got
lot of heat because the government is closed down and you guys
Well, we're
made the
not.
decision.
Actually, no.
Wait,
Mike,
you
I
made
got
it
a-
5 times
Mike,
to
I
keep the
got a
government
request.
closed.
The gaslighting, I love it. I love the gaslighting from Mike Johnson. He's like, you guys are mad because you shut the government down. Dude, you're sitting there smugly talking about how you won't let this representative be sworn in, and the government shut down while you guys have power, and you're going to point to 2 Democrats and say it's their fault? Let's see what Senator Kelly has to say. I know he'll bring it home.
Yes.
Why don't we do this? Why don't you bring back your Republican members so we can have a serious negotiation with
We're
them
going to have plenty of
about this?
negotiations as
Well,
soon as you open the government.
Why don't we
Let me
bring
tell you
it
why
back?
they're not here, because the House
I
did
mean,
its job.
14 days since July 25th.
Yeah, and real people
They've
are
been
feeling
on
real
it,
pain.
and they've been on an extended summer vacation.
He may be like and subscribe. Also, great name and advice that people should follow. Like and also subscribe. Highly recommend.
They're not on
Bring it
vacation.
back.
Wait a
I have an
minute,
opportunity. I can talk to every one of my Republican colleagues down there, and we're talking about
Every
this
day
all
we're
the
talking
time.
Yeah, and they're talking about it over here as well.
And our Republican members from Arizona, where are they? They are
They're in their
Arizona.
district. They're in their districts working.
They're sitting.
Wait a minute.
They're sitting.
Oh, hey, Mike Lawler. They did their
They're
job.
sitting in their
Come here,
basements.
Mike Lawler from New York. Tell
With all due respect, you voted multiple times to keep the government shut down, okay? The Republican members from Arizona voted to keep the government open.
They did.
So don't sit here and try to lecture us about whether or not we did our job. We did our job, you did not.
What's going to happen with the premiums?
Oh, you mean the bill that I'm signed on to extend it? Oh, yeah,
When
cute,
is-
right,
when is that
because you
gonna
know what?
happen?
We actually have put forth legislation to do it. You guys just keep pontificating. How about you go down the hall
we're having
and
this
go
job.
vote to open the government up? That
It continues to get heated. Then Mike Lawler goes and confronts leader Hakeem Jeffries over the exact point that he just tried to make to them. He says, listen, I have something written up that will give you guys the ACA extensions you're asking for. That's what he says. In order to try, you know what's really funny? In that, he's conceding that Democrats don't actually want healthcare for people who are illegal. That's what they're claiming, the Republicans. He basically concedes that they just want a healthcare extension. He's conceding in that. Let's watch him try this on Leader Jeffries.
On your extension, why don't we sign on right now?
Did
Why don't we sign
you
on
get
right
permission
now?
from your boss?
Why don't we sign on right now?
Did your boss Donald
You
Trump?
can easily extend
Did
the
your
ACA
boss
right now.
Donald Trump
He's
give
not
you
my
permission?
boss.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. By the way,
So let me ask you a
why
question.
did you vote to
Let me
shut
ask
the
you a
government
question.
down?
You
Why
know
did you
I
vote to shut
Let
it
me
down?
ask you a question.
For years, you always lectured about how we need to keep the government open.
You're making a show of this to
No,
make
it's
yourself
sad.
relevant.
It's sad. You could
It's
easily
an
sign on to
You're
this.
embarrassing
You
yourself
could
right
sign
now.
on to this. The only
You're
embarrassment
chasing
here is
clout. You're an
you
embarrassment.
could sign on to the bill.
Let me ask you a question.
You have 4 Democrats on here.
Let me ask you a
Why won't you
question.
sign
Let me
on
ask you a
to
question.
it? It's a
Let
clean
me ask you a
extension.
question.
Here.
You voted for the one big
Clean
ugly bill,
extension.
correct?
I voted for a
The
tax
largest-
cut bill that gave
the
the largest
largest
tax
cut-
cut
the
to
largest-
American.
This is some good acting all these guys are doing. I mean, that's one way to put it. This gets heated, exciting.
In history,
The
including,
largest-
by the way, the average New Yorker getting a $4,000 tax cut. Are you against that?
You're embarrassing
Do you
yourself right
You want
now.
to cut the standard deduction in
The
half? Is that
largest
what you
cut
wanna
to
do?
Medicaid in
No, we
American
voted
history.
out
You
waste,
voted for that.
fraud, and abuse, by the
You
way.
voted
Tom DiNapoli, the
for a
Democratic
permanent-
controller of New York,
Let me ask you a question.
pointed out that $1.2 billion
if you're
for
gonna-
waste.
Bro, he's just like spamming. This is just like debating MAGAs on panels.
Listen, you're not gonna talk. You're not gonna talk to me.
Wasted
You're not
on
gonna talk to me
fraud
and talk
and
over
non-New
me
York residents
because you don't
getting
want to
paid.
hear what I have to say.
Oh, I'm
So
listening.
why don't
Go
you
ahead.
just keep your mouth shut?
Oh,
Because you
is
showed
that- is
up.
that the way to
You
talk?
showed up. You showed up.
Yeah.
And so you voted for this one
I
big
signed
ugly
on to
bill,
this. You can extend it
a
right now.
permanent extension of massive tax breaks.
Yep.
For your billionaire donors.
So 90% of
So
Americans.
they can get a permanent.
It is just like Sarah's panels. It really is. It's iconic. No, he is. Yeah, no, he's standing on business. I agree.
So there's a moment there where Leader Jeffries goes, you can shut your mouth. It's a forceful moment. It's good. Someone in the, I don't know who it says it, someone off camera, I believe, goes, is that the way you're supposed to speak? Are you joking right now?
Yeah, are you kidding
You're not
me?
okay with the minority leader of the House using firm language at somebody who keeps cutting him off, but the president of the United States can, I don't know, threaten to invade Chicago, threaten to arrest governors like Pritzker.
God, the double standard is so fucked, dude. It is so fucked. Why don't you just keep your mouth shut? Remember that on panels. I will. I'm gonna try that. What's speaking of which, I feel like there was an interesting topic tonight. Am I crazy? What's the tomato doing tonight? I need to text her back also, but she's doing a chill stream tonight. Yeah, I'm sure that I will make an appearance. We'll stream through it. We should be way meaner to right-wingers. I agree. It is time to get mean. I've been working on it. I've been escalating a little bit. I've been leaning into like I've been saying moron a lot more. I do be calling moron, calling people morons. I've been getting aggressive. I don't know. Sometimes I like it's twofold, because like sometimes I feel like it's like tactfully the right thing to do to get like a little like more worked up than usual, and then there's other times where I'm just like genuinely emotional, and there's like some like combination of the two. But like I'm mad. I am pissed. I'm really upset about what I see happening to my country. Like, it is fucking frustrating, and it is infuriating, and it makes me want to scream and shout and let it all out. These are the things I could do without. Come on. Did I quote any of that right? I haven't heard that song in a long time. Oh, did the chat freeze? I was like, what's going on? Let's see. Chill stream. We'll see about that. Yeah, we will. I nailed it. Based. Off limits topics for right wingers: abortion, vaccines, trans, mental health care, universal health care, or true. Jelly says he keeps texting me and asking me for money, meaning Jeffrey's, and every time ask to not be contacted or he'll start emailing me. Yeah, Jeffrey's. We don't have money for you. Money is going to the Radical Coder channel, unfortunately. They seem to be getting their data from somewhere also. Or, wait, they seem to get my data from somewhere. I'm talking to you. Come on. Well, you know the topics on Chillstream won't stay chill. I'd try to push your own topics, like how Medicaid cuts impact kids since they claim to care about kids. That's a good point. I will try to... Yeah, I'll make a list of things that I want to push back on, specifically. Come up with a list of super unhinged requests like they would. Yeah, like, instead of, like, what do we do about the blacks or whatever that fucking insane topic was the other day, like, what do we do about the brainwashed MAGA Republicans? What do we do about these people? How can we fix them? What's up, Michelle? Good to see you. Can we save the MAGA Republicans? Can we save the brain? Getting mean isn't going to solve anything? Not alone. Getting mean by itself isn't going to solve anything. Is Miller responsible for JFK? Probably. It's just going to make things worse? I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that. Re-education, says KO Dave. Maybe. Is it time to re-educate the MAGA populace? You just vote. I mean, that's part of it. That's a big part of it. Vote hard. Vote fucking hard. Vote, protest, educate, re-educate. You know, California is 40 million people. Infallible Fowl says, make lobotomies great again. That's true. There are 12 to 13 states that have as many. How's the gerrymandering thing going? I posted the Sarah's shirt with you. Shirt with me. Oh, her short? The gauntlet one? Stay away from El Turtle, it's so fucking crazy. Is Ryan permabanned? No. Cody, you could just move if you don't like the state you're in because it's a state thing and not federally mandated. Isn't that usually what the right's answer is? True. And per Supreme Court ruling, you have the right to request an opt-out in a mandated state for religious reasons. Some states you have to opt in. Other states don't discuss anything LGBTQ. And unknown to many here, each state and district many handle it differently. As of now, there are about 4 different approaches to teaching it, from full abstinence only taught to a medical approach and emphasizing teaching of disease, pregnancy prevention, which might include abstinence too, relationship, social etiquette, respecting no, and teaching about domestic violence, understanding it, how to spot potential abusers, etc. If those things are all things one feels competent to teach on your own, go for it. Other kids might not get that at home, and then where are they left? True and based and pog. Not alone. What else needs to come with being mean, right? Voting, education. Like I said, I mean, I listed a bunch of things, right? Like we need to be mean, but we need to have facts in our arsenal. Like we gotta like mean and calling out people who are fucking lying. Bad Burglar says Ryan is a homosexual. This is news to me. You could drain red state counties in California, move them to red states, and just flip the entire state. You aren't going to turn idiots away from Christian nationalism because it's too intertwined with religion. Angelica says, if I were Jeffries, I would have said something along the lines of, don't you have some leaked messages to worry about instead of playing in my face? Damn, true. Let's see. We don't vote on the redistricting thing until November 4th for California. Oh, good to know. Thank you, Growling. Good to see you. You say being mean alone isn't... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to be mean. Educate. We need to vote. We need to protest. All those things I keep saying. I'm bored. Can you juggle, Ryan? I can. Wait. I'm a little rusty. I used to juggle Rubik's Cubes too. But I can't solve the Rubik's Cubes while I'm juggling them. That's kind of a work in progress. Umby, you want your ball? Go get it. There you go. I love his music. Oh wait, who are you guys talking about? Not me, right? Oh, Fuji K's. Okay. Of course I got no mater like on that or reply from Sarah. Yeah, true. It was 2 days ago. Republicans are going to look like idiots when people show how well it's done. Oh shit, Ryan can juggle? I'm full of surprises. He can even sing while doing it. Impressive. Actually makes it easier. You're welcome. Polygraph says, I just got my California ballot within 48 hours. I got a text confirmation informing me I got my ballot and should vote and turn it in by the voting date. That sounds like a good thing to do. Oh, I have fucking jury duty. I've never had jury duty before. I got a letter. I have jury duty. I have to go do a jury duty. Does anyone have advice? For instance, Ryan, in your state, they currently teach nothing LGBTQ, so you could say to her, well, just move here, Sarah. Yeah, Sarah, just move to Florida. True. Ryan deciding our fate. Wah. Not jury duty. Yeah, it's new for me. Pay attention. I mean, obviously. I think it'll be interesting. I think it's I always wondered like what it would be like. I was like I reject jury duty, public dissonance. I'm pretty sure there are fines and shit like that. There's actually like even jail time potentially in some cases. I asked ChatGPT about it. I was like what happens if I don't do this? If they're conservative, they're guilty. Listen, no comment. Don't let the fascists win. It's a good experience. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, I'm interested. Go there, start talking about a bad ex, and start crying. I could pull out some tears. I could do that. You can just tell them no. Really? It's that easy. Just admit to understanding what jury nullification is, and they'll reject you. I don't know what that means. I'm busy. I'm poor. I take care of family, etc. You have to go, or you have to call the day before and see if you have to go. Jury duty. I mean, I'm planning on doing it. I think it'll be a good experience. Anyway, teach them about nullification. Lawyers love that. Okay, I'll think about it. Anyway. Look, guys. The day is young. You're too busy being a violent leftist. That's true. But I will say the goal did end. The goal did end, and we didn't get any donations in that goal, which is very disappointing. But I appreciate you all nonetheless. And I am going to go live later. But for now, I think I'm going to end this stream. I think we'll probably do another daily panel or another another panel. But just up until Sarah's chill stream thing. Maybe I'll hop on there. Let's see who is streaming. Are you guys chill enough to send you to Brittany Simon? I fuck with Brittany Simon. I could send you to Mike Ball also. Did you read the letter? You usually have to call the day before to find out you have to go. Or find out if you have to go. I mean, I guess I have to submit like some information. Don't get your phone. You will die of boredom. I mean, always raid Hutch. Okay, yeah, I can raid Hutch. Apparently, they also only pay you like $15 a day, which is crazy. Like absolutely insane. $15 a day for jury duty is fucking insane. Like what the fuck? Like Yeah, we'll go to Hutch. Okay. Hold on to your butts. You're going to Hutch. Tell him learning is radical. Tell him that Ryan sent you. Tell him that who will take care of Umbreon during jury duty. That's actually a really good point. Because I honestly don't ever leave his fucking side. But regardless, I have to pee and I'm going to go. And you guys are going to go to Hutch. And you're going to tell him learning is radical. And you're going to drink water. And you're going to fight fascism. Okay, bye.